Hey everybody, how's it going? Ultramag64 here. And with 2020 looming over us like some gargantuan beast of burden or perhaps pleasure, I thought it might be time to give you guys kind of a roadmap of what I plan to do for the coming year. So there's this thing going around called Kappa, and it's got a lot of people scared. I haven't really talked about it much. I posted a short little verbiage on my social, on the channel, and also on my Discord. However, I've had a change of mindset after talking with my MCN about my content. And I'm going to be as transparent as possible when discussing that. So let's get the elephant out of the room first. Kappa. It's a big, scary change that is going to affect a lot of channels, including ones that I love, find very dear and close to my heart, and also ones that inspire me and have helped me get to where I'm wanting to be. I will leave links in the description for all the channels that I fear might disappear come 2020. And come Kappa's implementation. Granted, I have no proof that these channels will leave us, and I pray they don't, because they are wonderful content creators, and I truly do enjoy their content, and hope that I can watch them for many a year to come. And so if you feel the same way, then feel free to subscribe to them, watch a few videos. If you like what you see, support them. Because in times of turmoil like this, we need to stand together as a community. Not just one single channel's community, as a community as a whole. Because we're all content creators trying our hardest to make the best darn content we can and express ourselves in the best way we can. So speaking of creativity, here are my plans for 2020. Now you might notice I've left out any video editing or anything like that. And I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to video edit. I'm going to keep trying, but as my time keeps getting eaten up by more and more responsibilities, be they life or school or whatever, I'm finding it very hard to keep going and putting out the quality of work that I have been in the past. I'm going to keep trying to do that, mind you. And I honestly want to switch to Final Cut Pro for a lot of my video editing because it'll be a little bit easier on my wallet instead of having to pay Adobe a monthly subscription to keep using Premiere Pro, which is pretty much the only Adobe app I use now because everything else I've switched to an alternative. Currently, I'm gonna have a hard time doing recorded content. I'm gonna keep trying to get more out, especially when I have downtime and I'm able to record more. However, with my PC still out of commission, it's gonna be hard to record smaller games. One in particular that I plan on recording soon is Coffee Talk, which I plan to premiere on the channel very soon. I'm not sure still if I'm going to do a recorded video of that or a big live stream showing off the entire thing. I'm thinking the live stream just because that way it's in one video, you don't have to search for a billion different parts, or you find, say, halfway through the series and then you're like, well, now I have to go back and watch all those, which, I don't know. I find that you guys enjoy one video where everything's there rather than having to sift through different parts, at least if my metrics are any indication, which, granted, the way YouTube's got a whole, algorithm for everything, and I'm not exactly the algorithm's favorite person. I'm not even sure if people are even getting anything in their feed from me at this point. We're getting a little bit sidetracked. So, here are my plans, if you want to call it a roadmap, you can call it a roadmap for 2020. I want to bring back art streams. That is the first thing I want to do. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try. I haven't drawn digitally in a bit, and I've kind of almost forgotten a lot of things that I did when I was drawing digitally on the streams, and it upsets me because that's a skill set I need to learn, and I let it sit there and wither away, and that's not good. So, I want to bring back streams to not only help you guys flex your creative muscles and get more creative, but also for myself to do that. They might be experimental, they might involve fan art, they might not. But we're just going to have to see where things take us from there. Point is I plan to do more creative streams, be they traditional art, digital art, or something totally different. I've got a couple ideas that I've been toying with for a few years now, and I kind of want to see if I can pull them off. So, we'll just have to see on those parts. I want to keep them a little bit vague and a little bit of a surprise for you guys, so that way you've got something to look forward to. And when something random pops up into your stream, then you have a nice little surprise. It's like Christmas every day. But from me. And you may not like it. But you're gonna watch it anyway. So here is my first goal for 2020. I want to draw character sheets for the animation I've been planning, and I want them to be portfolio ready. Basically, I've been working on this animated short for a while. I don't have any animation of it, but I have finished a script, and I've got a general idea of what I want to do with this short. And I want to start working on it. It involves all original characters. It involves a really interesting concept that I haven't seen before. I plan on making this an actual thing. I want this to be a thing where I can make merch. I want to make illustrations of it. And I eventually want to make the animation. And I think it's going to be really cool once it's all done. So I wanted to start that off by getting some character sheets down. That way I can look at them on model and go from there. Now, I've given myself plenty of time for this. This I want done by August 15th, 2020. And I know what you're saying, that's a long time. Yes, it is. And I've already got concepts for these characters, but my skills are not up to par on what I want to make. So, I'm giving myself that amount of time to really fine-tune every skill I've got. Be they anatomy, be they drawing the human body, be they animating, or planning out a storyboard, etc. I want this to be the best thing I have ever made. And I want it to be a stepping stone in the right direction for my end goal, which is to become a freelance artist. To sit there and go to conventions and have commissions and sell works and maybe even work freelance for big companies like Disney, DreamWorks, or wherever else the wind takes me. I want to put my hands in as many projects as I can and experience and create as many things as I can before I inevitably shuffle off this mortal coil. And that's kind of my end goal, and I want to start that off in 2020. And I've already been starting it in 2019. Another thing I've been working on secretly, granted this is in the early stages, but I've actually got a webcomic in the works. Yeah, I haven't talked about this in a bit. So this one is actually The Paper Princess, and I believe I've mentioned it in passing once or twice, but I've never really gone in depth with it, and honestly, there's still a lot I need to work on with this thing. It's nowhere near done, and nowhere near showing time for it. I've got a general art aesthetic that I want to try and produce with it, but I have no idea on character designs. I've got a rough idea of what I want to make the main characters look like, but to be honest, I want to really just put those through the proverbial shredder and try and make sure that these things look good and are interesting. So this is in the early stages of planning, so I want to get a script, a story layout, and kind of an outline due by December 2020. That gives me roughly about a year from recording to finish this. And then I also want to work on my animated short. Yes, I've got multiple ideas crammed inside this little noggin of mine, and on top of that, these are only the ideas that I'm currently fleshing out. I've got plenty more up here to put into motion if need be. But it's titled The Lonely Harpy, and I'm not going to sell anything on it just yet because, again, it is still in the early stages. I've got a general idea of what I want the story to go, but I have no idea of what characters I want in and out of it. I don't even have a name for the main character at this point. I just know the setting I want, the character's general personality, and generally the theme of the story that I want to tell. But I don't have anything else pinned down just yet. So, you might be wondering, that sounds like a heavy order. How are you going to do it? Well, for starters, I'm going to research more on character designs. I have bunches of books about character design theory, how characters are made, what goes into making different types of characters, etc., etc. And it's high time I use that knowledge and learn and master it as best I can. That will be a thing I do behind the scenes, because obviously you guys don't want to see streams of me reading a book. Or maybe you do, I honestly don't know. Would that be interesting? Put like a Yule log type stream on like a TV, set up a little like nook to sit there and read and just have cool music playing in the... I don't know, that doesn't sound interesting, but maybe I could make something out of it. It just depends on what you guys want. Another thing I'm going to be doing is practicing the human body. Drawing anatomy, drawing people, just in general, drawing stuff, and a lot more of it. So this can be achieved by two ways. For one, I'm going to be drawing a lot more people, a lot more characters on stream. And for two, I'm going to be doing a lot more life drawing. That means going to coffee shops or wherever, being that stereotypical artist dude in the back, drawing a sketchbook of random people that probably don't know they're being drawn. And yes, it is incredibly creepy, but it is the only thing you can do sometimes. And that's just how it's gotta be sometimes. Now, for the comic in particular, I'm going to have to research a lot into where I want to host this thing. Currently, I have an idea that I want to host it on Webtoons. However, if I can get my portfolio website up, then I might host it there and just have it be there. Not sure on that one, just because it's going to be a portfolio website, so all my work's going to be there. And having a giant, who knows how many page-long comic spread out, I don't know, it might be good, might be bad. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on that, but again, that's another behind-the-scenes, veiled type thing that you guys probably won't see. Now, granted, I'm being very broad and probably a little bit vague on how to achieve these goals, and that's mainly due to because I'm not quite sure the best route to take with these. I'm currently drawing a lot more than I used to. I'm trying to do even more than that now. And in general, I'm just trying to master the art of art and be the best artist that I can be. And it's a long uphill battle that never will end, and I really, really wish that I just could move a little bit faster at it. But unfortunately, that's just not how it works sometimes. And that's proven to be a little bit frustrating in the long run. I've become very frustrated with not feeling like I've improved a lot, but if we look back at my first art stream alone, then I've improved a bunch. And it's not like a difference between night and day, mind you, but I've gotten a lot better, and that's the important thing. Okay, so I wanted to add this last bit at the end of the video because I realized throughout this entire video I never really explained why I'm basically mapping out things. It's not just to keep you guys in the loop and make sure that everyone knows what the heck's going on and what the heck I'm doing. I want to keep not only myself accountable for what I want to do, but I also want to make sure that you guys are involved with it too. If it's something that I want to show you guys, or if it's something that I want to kind of present to you guys, I find that I have a better and easier time sticking to that goal or regimen or whatever. If that makes any sense. Sorry, this is a little bit rambly, but for instance, when I was starting out YouTube, I had to keep a schedule. I had to try and record a video every day or upload a video every day or, something. And having you guys there kept me accountable and be like, hey, I got these people that want to see this thing, so gotta do it, type thing. And I mean, I've been trying to keep that flame burning as best I can over the years, but I've also learned that I need to also take time for me, which has kind of run into a bit of a balance issue. But, sorry, this is a little bit rambly and a little bit bleh, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I just want you guys to know what I'm planning, what I want to do, and I want you guys to be excited for it, and hopefully it's something you'll enjoy. But regardless, I also want to do this for me. I also want this to be something that I do. And so that's why I'm making this video. Not only to inform you guys, but to also tell myself, hey, you said this thing, you said you'd do it. Now go out there and do it. Now you might be wondering, with Kappa looming over us like the plague, and threats of channels disappearing into the night, where does my channel fall? Where will this be? Is this planning and preparing all for naught? If YouTube just decides to implode my channel one day because my content may or may not be deemed kid-friendly by a robot or person who is uninformed? Perhaps. But I've got a backup plan. So, as you know, I have a Twitch channel, a Mixer, a Picarto, and many, many other avenues of which you can contact and look at my content. If one may fall, I've got a billion others ready in the wings. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Picarto, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have, whatever your social media preference is, I'm probably on it. Except Reddit. I'm not on Reddit. I don't really care about Reddit. Reddit's not my bag of tea. My point is that I will not fall if my YouTube channel disappears. It may cause a stumble, but I'm going to pick myself up and continue down my path towards the goal that I have set. And that'll be with or without my YouTube channel. Because at the end of the day, I am the only Ultramag 64 on this darn planet. And I guarantee you, nobody makes content like I do. And I don't intend to stop anytime soon. Be it from Kappa or not. So I hope that you will join me in welcoming 2020 into the world. And I hope that you will stick with me as I transition and change how my content will be. And I know that it's going to be kind of scary because I didn't mention anything about games. That's because I'm going to keep playing games. That was kind of, I thought, implied. If you want a good look at where I want my channel to be come end of 2020, check out Rubber Ninja. His streams and whatnot are basically how I want to balance out this channel. Through gaming, and through art and creativity, and making original animations and characters, and really interesting things. He's an awesome guy, I really enjoy him, and this is not in any way, shape, or form sponsored or anything like that for him. I'm just saying that he is kind of what has inspired me to really take the plunge and try to do what I've wanted to do for my channel ever since the first art stream, which is swap my channel into kind of a hybrid channel of gaming and art, creativity, and high scores, dungeon crawling, and drawing. Basically, that is, and has always been my end goal since I ever started streaming art and other creative endeavors. has been to change my channel into a drawing and also a gaming channel, trying to find a balance between the two and making all the content the best that I can the only way I know how. And I think it's high time 2020 was the year that I started it, because I've almost been on this channel for 10 years now. Yes, that's right, in September, I think it's September, 2020, I will officially be on YouTube for 9 whole years, and 12,000, almost 13,000 subscribers later, I'm still here through all the pain, through all the changes, and through all the other kerfuffles that have happened through YouTube's history. I still stand here, strong and ready to take on the world the best way I can. Am I the best YouTuber in the world? No. Am I the most subscribed to? No. Will I ever be the most popular? Probably not. But darn it all, if I haven't carved out a niche on this site, the likes of which no one has ever seen before, and I guarantee you I will keep doing that until the day that I shuffle off this mortal coil. One day it may be scaled back, one day I may not be able to upload as much as I can now, but darn it all, I'll keep uploading as best I can. You can guarantee that. And I can do that thanks to my wonderful patrons, Mixed Scales, Purpley the Purpliest, and Hannah Wolf. And if you would like to support me, then my Patreon is in the link in the description down below. Keep in mind that no video content will ever be exclusive to patrons. I want to create things for everyone. The only thing you get as a patron is my solemn duty and vow that I will do the best I can to make the best content that I can. And you will also get a behind-the-scenes look at how I do things and what I do, and the occasional exclusive announcement for videos that I plan on doing in the future. Perhaps one day, with enough patrons, I will be able to do YouTube full-time. And if that day ever comes, I guarantee you, you'll see it, and I'll be here and ready and waiting. But until then, I'm going to do the best that I can with what I've got to make the best content that I can. Be it recorded, streamed, or whatever. I'm going to make sure that 2020 is a year that hopefully you'll enjoy with me. I'm Ultramag64, and I'll catch you guys in 2020 with more outrageous, crazy content in the future and beyond. Bye-bye.